Next thing I'm going to introduce, he is a dad, a firearms instructor, a Second Amendment loving patriot, 4-H club instructor, and author and star of the YouTube channel CountryBoyPrepper, Brian Christian.
Of all those things, the YouTube channel is the smallest. It's a small channel. Thank you. Hello, fellow patriots. It's an honor and a privilege to speak to you today. My name is Brian Christian. I was born in Mobile, Alabama, and I've lived here in Alabama all of my life. I love this state. I consider myself very blessed to have been born here. I consider myself very blessed to have been born an American. Having been born and raised here with all the freedom and liberty we enjoy, it's easy to take for granted how truly blessed we are. As you know, one of the things that is at the core of those freedoms and liberties is the right to keep and bear arms. Our founding fathers understood this and sought to protect that right with the Second Amendment of our Constitution. They understood that one of the main differences between a citizen and a subject is the right to keep and bear arms. They believed in these ideals so much that they risked everything in order to achieve them. They risked not only their lives, but the lives of their families as well. I can't imagine that. They didn't know that ultimately they would succeed and that America would become the great nation that it is today. But they believed in these ideals so much that they were willing to put everything on the line for it. History has proven them right. The framework they established for our government has fostered one of the greatest nations in the history of the world. A framework centered around freedom and liberty. And yet today, more and more, we see people who think they know better. People who want to strip away our freedoms and liberties in the name of the greater good. With every new generation, it seems we are losing more of the core values that made us great. Our society is slipping further and further into socialism. We have enjoyed these freedoms and liberties for so long that we have become spoiled. We take them for granted because it's all we've ever known. We assume that since it's always been this way, it'll always stay this way. It's just human nature. I'm very concerned for the future of my children, grandchildren, and future generations. When I look at the decline of our nation just in my lifetime, I shudder to think of what the future may hold. But there is always hope. As long as there are freedom-loving, liberty-loving patriots out there, there is hope. That is why we must remain vigilant and fight to preserve what our founding fathers fought and died for. But not only that, we must also teach our children and grandchildren. If we fail to pass the torch of liberty to them, ultimately we have failed. Teach them history, real history. Teach them how to have fun in the outdoors. Teach them proper respect for firearms. Teach them to enjoy the shooting sports. Teach them to be marksmen. They certainly aren't going to learn these things in school or from TV. My wife and I have 5 children, 3 boys and 2 girls. They range in ages from 11 years to 4 months old. My oldest son and daughter shoot regularly and they love it. Last year, myself and some friends from our church started a 4-H youth shooting club in Lee County. We currently have about 20 students. They started out with air rifles, learning the fundamentals of gun safety and marksmanship, and have progressed to 22 long rifle. We have been to several competitions and the kids have had a blast. It has been very rewarding as an instructor to see the kids' groups getting tighter and tighter. Also, it has been great to see the kids displaying a solid foundation of firearm safety and proper respect for guns. I believe it is better to teach youth proper respect for firearms than to simply teach them to fear them. Also, we enjoy hunting. This year, my oldest daughter went hunting with me for the first time. My oldest son has already harvested 2 deer in previous years. Those were 2 of my most exciting and memorable hunts. They are memories I know that will last a lifetime. This year, my oldest son also got the opportunity to shoot a bear at 50 caliber. He shot it not once, but 3 times. I'll never forget the grin on his face. These are things that the anti-gun crowd are seeking to take away from us. We must remain vigilant. We must stand our ground. I'd like to close with one of my favorite quotes. Edmund Burke said, "All that is required for evil to prevail is good men to do nothing." Thank you for being good men and women. And thank you for doing something. God bless you.
Thank you, Brian.